My name is Mahalia, and today I'm going to teach you all about reproductive organ transplants. The first transplant we're going to talk about is the uterine transplant. Let's start with the history of the transplant. The first successful uterine transplant was done in Sweden in 2012. A successful transplant means that the recipient's body does not reject the donor organ. 2 years after the transplant, the woman was able to successfully give birth to a child. The first successful uterine transplant done in the United States was done by the Cleveland Clinic. The 9-hour procedure took place on February 24, 2016. That's just this year. The procedure was done by a team of 25 members. Unfortunately, the transplant was not successful, and 4 months after the surgery, it had to be removed. So here's how it works. In order for a woman to qualify for the surgery, she must have uterine factor infertility and be between the ages of 21 and 45. In Sweden, the uteri were donated from living relatives, but at the Cleveland Clinic, the uterus was donated from a deceased donor. The procedure takes 9 hours. During the procedure, the donor uterus is placed in the same location as the old uterus after the old uterus is taken out. Then, all the nerves and veins are reconnected. After the surgery, the woman must wait 1 year before she's allowed to have embryos implanted. A woman can have up to 2 babies, but after that, the uterus must be removed due to the damaging long-term effects of immunosuppressant drugs. Here's an animated image, courtesy of the New York Times, of what a uterine transplant looks like. The first attempt at a penile transplant was done in 2006 in China. Unfortunately, the transplant failed. 8 years later, on December 11th, in 2014, the first successful penile transplant was performed in South Africa. The man was able to father children. 2 years later, the United States had its first penile transplant. Here's how it works. The donor penis is connected to what is left of the recipient's penis. All the major blood vessels, nerves, and urethra are connected. In order to combat rejection of the donor penis, an immunosuppressant medication is given to the patient at the time of the transplant, and then a bone marrow infusion from the donor 10 to 14 days later. Then, after this, a patient will only have to take a pill twice a day for the rest of their life instead of anti-rejection medication. Here's an animated image of the penile transplant, courtesy of the New York Times. And that just about sums it up. Thank you for watching.